Hail and well
Hey.
met! Welcome back to Westgate Irregulars, party number 2. I am your DM this week. I'm Erin M. Evans, the author of the Brimstone Angels saga, and I am here to drag these people through Rashomon. So
Woo!
go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Eric Scott2B. I'm typically the GM of this game, but not today. I am instead playing Sebastian, who is from Rashomon. He is the guide for all of these fine people who are not going to cause any chaos of any kind, who is just looking for a way home. He's a Eldritch Knight artificer.
Hmm.
You're gonna say something, Erin?
I just totally forgot my job. I'm sorry, guys. I've had a headache all day, and my brain just went, I forgot to tell you about our sponsor. So I'll just go ahead and do that right now. So everybody's
Excellent.
Yeah, so everybody's not going, what are you doing? Because I saw all of your eyes. All right. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, which includes Frida and Havilar and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels saga. The game is available on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, what am I forgetting? Epic, and all Android devices. I'm sorry, I think that's the right one. Today is the beginning of is the release of Tatiana, so new champion for Festival of Fools, I believe. Fools. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I promise this will get better as soon as I start talking. Yes, and if you missed Tatiana and her second show debut, she is in Black Dice Society, which airs tomorrow, but she showed up in Idle Champions Presents Court of the Raven Queen, which you can check out the VOD. It was very enjoyable, a little emotionally devastating, but all good stuff from Idle Champions. If you are here from them, there is a code at the bottom of the screen. If you type that in, you can get a little chance of your very own. And once again, as always, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check them out at idlechampions.com.
Awesome.
So I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy as Rhiannon Held, the Silver series, and space opera is RZ Held. The Amsterdam Institute series, book 5, is now available for pre-order. Yay! I play Artemisia, half-elf sorcerer who's very fashionable and really likes lightning. Our second sponsor is Norse Foundry Dice. According to their website, the Foundry was instituted to introduce a series of stronger weapons in a realm where most warriors use plastic light weapons. When each weapon is picked up, you can feel the heavy weight of the metal in your hand, giving you undefeatable power and strength. And when you roll the dice, it feels like you are skillfully smashing the rigid armor and skin of the monster horde. Norse Foundry offers other cool gaming accessories as well as metal dice, and you can find their store and more about them at norsefoundry.com.
Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I write sword and sorcery / epic fantasy, and I play Sturge, who is a arcane trickster and also a dabbler in divination, a god in hiding, and enemy to bullies, mostly bullies, and the humorless.
Yeah, and you just never know when Sturge is gonna pop up like right before your intro because he thinks he's supposed to go before you. But hey, I'm Yang Yang Wang, and I play Stong MacGuck, the barrel-chested, barrel-wearing, very hairy heir of the Murder Bear tribe. This week we are continuing to raise money for the IRC International Rescue Committee for the crisis going on currently in Ukraine. If you are able to, please consider donating. Scroll down and you can see we've got a little widget over there that links directly to the donation page. 100% of the proceeds go to the IRC. We also have a new feature today where we're trying this out, where we're showing the chat live, like down in this corner. So whatever people type into the chat will be like recorded in that little window. Because our viewers, they just got such cool puns and jokes and things. We're just gonna see. We're just gonna see what they do with this great power.
Nice.
Use it responsibly.
Surely.
Don't mess it up for everyone else, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so when last we left off, you all were standing outside of the classroom space in Running Rocks, the sort of secretive cloister of the masked wizards. you've shared information. You sort of discussed what details that you've gotten out of speaking to Cecilia's childhood teacher, to a childhood friend, and to a terrifying coyote spirit. One thing I wanted to touch on, Sebastian, you had a meeting with the council, the old ones, with Brother Igor, Brother Nikifor, and Brother Theophil, where they sort of asked you more pointed questions. And I wondered how much of that were you planning to share with everybody?
Only as much as it seems like it's their business. So
What does that mean?
Yeah, what is our business, huh?
I don't know. I think your business is disrupt my home life and my return to Rashomon. I think your business is my business, and so
You're the one who brought us to your makeout spot.
You know, that was a long
point.
time ago, very long time ago.
Steven, you might be muted.
I don't remember exactly how much of it would have been relevant. So, like, what do you think, ODM, I would have shared with them? Hmm?
Well,
What do you need me to have shared with them? There we go.
I don't need you to have shared anything. I'm just curious, like, how much Sebastian wants to reiterate his business to people. They didn't seem to believe that what everybody's story was. They asked you, where is Lazar really? And what was he doing? They wanted to know where his notes were and where his mask was and why these haven't come back. And what is everybody really doing here? And they did ask you specifically, where is Cecilia? Which was not something that they asked everybody else. You guys may have offered it, but they did not specifically try to pin you down on that topic.
I will convey to everyone that they are suspicious of you, which no doubt you already knew, and that they don't really believe you, that you are here under peaceful circumstances. You should watch yourselves and be very polite, and not yourself, Sturge. Different Sturge, better, less pokey Sturge.
You're muted.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I will be on my best behavior.
I have theory that when Sturge stare at us and not speak, it's because he is speaking to himself.
I am very good company, even
what
for
I mean?
myself.
By the way, Stong, she's going to pull you aside a little bit. The others can listen if you want. Sturge, obviously, you're already going to be listening.
Yeah, clearly. It's a given.
So she is hoping that you can teach her how to cast Polymorph, because she won't be able to cast it, but she wants to pretend to cast it if necessary.
Oh, so like the gestures and the words and things.
Yeah. Clement assumed that's why she was a wolf, and then she was like, that's a great idea! So she wants to learn to pretend to cast Polymorph if the wolf is necessary again.
Okay, so first you have to give me like a note.
I can't sing.
Well, I mean, you don't. It's about the spirit of it. Like, it's about like the energy that you summon from within. Like, what is an A note to Artemisia?
I can create musical instrument for you if that help.
Well, maybe I'm asking the wrong person for.
Oh no, I cannot sing. No, I do not sing.
Because if it's a bard spell, then that's different than how I would do it. So maybe this idea won't work. Can you at least tell me the gestures, and then I'll sing like a beat or something instead?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's give it a shot. So he teaches her the gestures for polymorph.
Okay. Thank you.
So from where you're standing, you're sort of middle of the large slope that's covered in caves that you could see when you entered. From here you can see all the way down to the river. There are a group of people down by the river. You can make me a perception check. Anybody who wants to.
Oh, heck yeah.
Or even.
Pretty good.
This is where I'm like, is it prescription?
Whoa, we got some good ones.
Investigation.
18.
Sturge, let your human eyes see. There's like maybe 4 people down there, and 2 of them don't look like vremyonni at all. They look like maybe there's some of those berserkers you saw before. Sebastian, I mean, it's a little bit far, but you know these guys because you've grown up with them. So there's that sense of like you see someone move and you recognize them.
Right.
Rufem is definitely down there with
I
those
see.
berserkers. You can also hear up the slope, you hear Nikafor shouting at some apprentices to hurry up. They need more ink.
The
You're
Berserkers are usually associated with the Wicklerin, aren't they?
They can be, yeah. The witches usually have a berserker with them.
Oh, okay.
But they also can be apart from the witches. There's more berserkers than there are witches.
I see. What are they doing down there by the river?
Like they're.
Who can say?
It looks like they might have some fishing lines in, but they also might be like shoving each other around, like wrestling, maybe.
Mm.
Oh my god. It looks like
Oh,
they're
that's-
getting some good exercise. I
Strong,
kind
you
of
should-
want to go join them.
You should. You
Yeah,
should.
Go do it.
Yes,
And
go,
then, like,
go make
ask about
friends.
Cecilia about it afterward.
Are they
Oh, good idea.
wrestling? Are they wrestling like in the mud of the river? Is it mud wrestling?
So they're. I don't know, Stephen. How much would that make you happy?
Oh, I just think it'd be fun if
definitely-
Stomp.
They're up slope of the river.
Uh,
And this river, you guys kind of came close to it as you walked up. It's a very rocky, pebbly kind of river.
Mhm.
There's probably mud under those rocks, but it's not a particularly goopy shore there.
Stong. Sebastian, would it be appropriate for Stong to go and wrestle with these fellows if they're interested in wrestling matches?
It is V, not B. V.
Oh, Sebastian. I apologize.
Sebastian is a weird name.
It's very strange.
Sure, yes, probably good. Make friends.
Yes. Are they the sort of people that might have known Cecilia?
No.
No.
I mean, well, possible. Who knows? She have many friends. Wrong word, but acquaintances. Wait, she infamous. Yes,
No.
yes, that's right. Many people know of Lazar's elven child,
Ah. Right.
which itself is strange because it's only half elf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
Yes, but people in Rashomon do not like elf as much as people in Westgate like elf.
Before we go down to the mud wrestling, I wonder, Sebastian, if you could tell me about Theophil, the boar-masked one.
Ah, yes.
I feel an affinity with him.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
It's just he has a kind of paranoia that I appreciate. That I feel a resonance in my heart, in my deep heart. Tell me of this fellow.
Theophil is Theophil is inscrutable.
Hmm.
Is difficult to say.
Was he a friend of Lazar's?
Is difficult to say. Lazar not have many friends, but Theophil not have many outward expressions of friendship.
Yeah, you don't think Theophil's like the idea of Theophil being friends with somebody is sort of funny. It's like kind of a weird question.
It seemed unlikely.
Is he like? I get the sense that he's obsessed with Fae and obsessed with protection and defenses and counter spies and countermeasures and am I reading him correctly?
Well, isn't everyone
yes.
here? I mean, that's the first thing that Clement said to me. I mean, not seriously.
Theophil takes it to a new level. I put pin in that. I want to come back to that. Theophil take it to a new level. He's suspicious of everyone. You think everyone spied for Fae. You know, it's good for defending Rashomon. Sebastian leans in close.
Yes.
He's cleric. It's very strange. Okay.
Is that
Who is his deity?
No doubt he worship what you call Lady of Mysteries. No doubt. But like I say, he inscrutable. Difficult to say.
Lady of Mysteries.
Yeah, can I roll something to see what I know about the Lady of Mysteries?
Goddess of magic.
Yeah, you.
Oh, Mystra.
Oh, got it.
They don't. You will remember that particularly whether you've had a religious conversation with Sebastian or not. Matt Fay did bring up Mystra is called the Hidden One here.
Yes. I would have said hidden one, but you people outside Rashomon have so many hidden deities.
Okay.
You Sturge, you are hidden deity, yes? You keep telling me incessantly. Yeah, see what I mean? Hidden one.
I wondered if he might, in fact, be one of my clerics, but
hidden one, mysterious one, masked one, included one. Who can say?
Right. Thank you.
So it sounds like down to the river?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna put the ribbon on the pretty river picture.
Great.
Yay.
10 watt looms on stong.
Is it showing up? Did I do it right?
Yes, very pretty.
Hold on, give me one quick second. I realized that Yang, this is the one I didn't fix because it's not on a.
Oh, it looks good. No, it looks good.
Hey,
Okay.
Sebastian.
All right, cool.
Yes?
So don't misinterpret this, because we've already had this conversation. I'm not interested. You're not interested. We're both not interested. It's fine. Don't make this
Both
weird.
not interested in what?
You
each other?
know.
In each other.
Yes. You are fine, compassionate, beautiful woman, but I understand. We not have that relationship.
Exactly.
Yes.
However, I wondered if any of your sort of compatriots here
Oh no.
Would like to sleep with
Oh no.
Sturge.
No, I was saying
Sturge.
It was Clement, wasn't it? Clement put moves
company.
on you. Clement
Given
always
that-
do this.
You're stuck here.
Oh.
How many women have we seen while we've been here? Like, just passing by.
Well, I will say you're looking down at the river. One of those berserkers is definitely a woman. But in general, everybody here presents as a man, as far as you can tell. Sebastian, you know that your options are generally your brothers or witches, or sometimes berserkers.
Oh my God.
Lady berserkers.
Yes.
Artemisia.
What?
Artemisia. Is
What?
this the candy shop? Are we in the candy shop? I
Artemisia and
hadn't
Paradise.
thought of it, but it is the candy shop, isn't it?
Wait, I don't see anything sweet around here.
No.
Oh,
This is the roadside tavern
Hmm?
where you eat what you're given because you're hungry.
Oh.
I
Sorry,
suspect some
Sebastian. but-
I suspect some brothers in Running Rocks are hungry, so you take care where you put your heart and your bed. Yes?
Heart not involved.
No,
Oh,
heart
good,
is, you
good.
know,
I'm glad we're on same scroll.
Oh.
You take care where you put yourself in bed. Yes? Good.
Take a good
Stay away
look.
from Clement. Good suggestion. Clement,
Oh.
not trustworthy.
Oh,
Which
Really?
one's Clement?
or do you just not like him?
Clement is the guy who came back with Artemisia.
Bear mask.
Oh.
He does not have a bear mask.
No?
He did
Oh,
turn
my
into a
notes.
bear.
Oh, he
Yeah,
turned into a
Artemisia
bear.
would mention that he turned into a bear.
bear guy.
He was Cecilia's best friend when we were young, but Cecilia not trust him, not as much as me anyway. She tell me secret, but not him. And he at one point revealed her secret to his witch mother. He has a natural relationship with witch mother. Why you all look at me like that? I just mean they talk every so often. It's strange.
Well, I think
What-
Sebastian.
Wow,
what
man,
did-
they're
what
so
did you-
strange.
What did you roll insight for, Stephen? You're muted.
He's
Dogs
suspicious.
outside. My parents bought their
Mm.
dogs, and they're both going
Oh.
berserk because that's what my parents' dog does, and it teaches my dog to do it too. And no one's out there to shut them up, so I just
Oh,
muted myself.
fun.
But the inside check is to double check. I think this Sebastian, for all of his virtues, is jealous of this dude, and I just want to.
Oh.
Is this like legit, or is he just jealous of this guy? Because if
It's
I
a
remember
22.
correctly, it's a 22.
Sorry.
If I remember correctly, it was
Okay.
Sebastian who outed Cecilia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
So-
what the hell is he talking about? He told his mom. Well, you told the whole
So-
fucking city.
So with that,
That's
with
one.
that 20
That's our
with that
one.
22, you could tell that Sebastian is telling the truth, but yeah, he's clearly like there's some animus between him and Clement.
So wait, is that his
Mm.
truth? And can
It's
I retruth
complicated.
that?
You don't know the whole story.
Okay, I'm gonna retruth that right now. Sturge is retruthing that.
No retruthing.
Sorry.
Well, you
You gotta
also might
retruth while
notice
you
that
can.
it seems like Artemisia has now decided that the first thing she'll do is seek out Clement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Sebastian thinks this went well.
Sturge approves.
All right, so you head down to the river. The waters here, it seems a very full river. You can tell there's a lot of kind of up in the mountains, the snow is starting to melt. And Sebastian, you know that if you had been here at Greengrass, there would be a bunch of crazy vremyonni jumping in the newly thawed river. And the rest of you may remember Cecilia telling you this is a thing they do and convincing you to jump in the harbor on Greengrass. Fondly or not fondly. So as you saw from up on the slope, there are two berserkers. There's a man and a woman. And there are two vremyonni. There are some fishing lines kind of set up, but they're sort of stuck into the ground, so they're just kind of checking them periodically. And they're sort of like laughing and talking. And you see as the man, the berserker, kind of gets the vremyonni, who's not Rufem, but Sebastian, you know this is Brother Tarrant, and kind of pushes him out of a circle they've scratched in the ground and goes, "Aha! Yes! Better this time!" And they look up and they say, "Can I help you?"
Oh, hello. We just arrived here the other day, and my name is Stong, and these are my friends Sturge and Artemisia and Sebastian.
Yeah, yes. Hello.
And
I have
Miss
returned.
Rufem stands up and goes, "Sebastian!"
I-
Ah! And he comes and he like hugs you and he goes, "I can't believe it! I thought you were dead."
I thought I was dead too for some time, but I'm glad we both wrong.
What? He looks at Stong and he looks at Sturge, he looks at Artemisia and he goes, "Where have you been? Did they let you go on the Jamma?"
Something like that. Long story. I tell you later, yes?
Yes, because I very much want to know. I
Well,
mean,
good. I
that's
very
a
much
while
want to.
you've been in the world outside.
I very
really
much
would
want
like
to.
to know what you've seen.
Yeah,
I very
we'd love
much
to buy
want
you a
call
drink
upon
and
you at some
tell you the
point.
stories.
Why buy me a drink? All the drinks are in the same place, my friend.
Where's
They
where's
are
the
There, you
from?
can have them.
They are from big city. This is how they make friends. They buy each other.
You're from
drinks.
Telflam, or from
Even bigger city.
Westgate.
Westgate.
I know,
Also
strange
called
sound word.
the 10th hell.
That doesn't sound very nice.
It's terrible.
This one's Sturge. Don't listen to him.
He's a jokester. I get it.
Exactly.
You
Jokester.
are-
Jokester.
Well, this is Yannick. He points to the man, and Syria. They're
Hi,
here
Yannick. Hi, Syria.
from. They're here to have their weapons improved by Brother Igor. So they're
Ah.
waiting. And we are just hanging out because we don't have any orders right now, so we take advantage of it.
You know, I'm a little bit of a wrestler myself. I grew up in the swamps, and we used to. I used to be like a champion of wrestling in the muck there. I was a muck wrestler, you see. So, you know, I haven't had my exercise yet today, and I thought, you know, maybe you guys would like to test your strength against a foreign champion.
The Berserkers look very excited for this because, well, as established, the vremyonni are not noodle arms exactly. Compared to these two, they're noodle arms. So Yannick and Cyril both kind of look at each other and they're like, yes, okay.
Two at once.
I just won, so you can't fight me. And Cyril's like, you just won, which means you had your turn. Do you have a preference?
Man, you know, I would love to face, man, how about ladies first?
All right.
I see a theme here.
So she comes up, gets in the circle. She gets some dirt on her hands, like she's gonna.
Stong
get
does the
grip.
same.
I'm gonna check what. She has this tattoo on her of like an owl bear. That's like, so its head's right here and the claws are on either side.
Oh,
It
awesome.
comes up under her armor.
Mhm.
So we are at the Owlbear Lodge. Best berserkers. We are famous for fire wine feasting and brawling. So I hope you are ready.
I love fire wine and I love feasting and brawling. It's like we were made to be friends. Stong's going to like strip off like the upper part of his red dragon mail, and he's just gonna show his like upper chest, his like dream daddy like belly, and all like the magnificent scars on his chest and his back. He steps to the ring, rubs some dirt on his hands, slaps it once, twice on the other shoulder, and then he gets into like a ready position. So,
Right.
is it to first person to get pushed out of the ring?
That is it. We usually go for 3, but if you can't handle it, we can just do 1.
I mean, I would love to do it by whatever traditional method you have here. Teach me the ways of your people.
All right. So I would say we do a grapple check.
Okay.
And then once you're in grapple, make an attack roll to push them out.
Oh, okay.
So this may take a couple rounds to get the right level of supremacy, because if you miss on the attack, we'll have to do it again. But
Okay.
we'll see how it works.
Yeah, let's do
That's what
it.
I saw suggested. So that's opposed athletics, right?
Yeah, although the defender, the rules as written, could use acrobatics to get out if they wanted to.
What's
To
their
slip
grapple?
out.
Okay.
The attacker, the initiator always
If
uses
we're both
athletics.
attacking,
Let's just go
is
athletics.
that, let's go athletics. Okay.
25. Let's go.
What did she not roll? I'm just gonna use real dice because this is being weird. My Norse Foundry dice. Okay.
Ooh, nice roll. Plus 17.
Ooh, she got a 24, so you got her.
God.
Nice.
How do you grab this like powerful berserker lady so that you're
So from the get-go, I'm gonna show her like one of my favorite moves from my time on like the muck wrestling team, and it's gonna be called like the muck beetle. So he like goes to grapple her like straight on, but then as she thinks that he's about to like actually like make contact, he like ducks underneath and then like uses his two arms to kind of lift her as if like a beetle lifting from below, and then he just tosses her outside. Oh, but it has stuff to hit, roll to hit, you said?
Yeah, now, yeah, this is, I looked up like various like ways people try to replicate wrestling. And this was one of the suggestions. So once you're grappled, then you make an attack roll as a kind of a shove on top of it.
Oh, okay. So I guess then he like goes at her from below and then manages to get her off balance slightly and in his grip.
Okay.
Outside the circle, we're all like hooting and hissing and like cheering on different sides.
He's the type of person to yell out his special moves, so he goes, Muck Beetle number 1!
Artemisia golf clap.
I'm gonna, Sturge is gonna put 10 gold pieces down on our stone next to it and say, 10 on stone. I mean, on stone.
Okay. So you get her out of the circle. She's like, that is an interesting move. I like it. You go best of 3.
Yes.
Yes. And you see Yannick.
Oh, thank you,
like,
Gaza.
Come on, for there.
Anybody gonna take up the bet?
Rufum's like, yeah, okay, let's do this.
Athletics checks?
Yeah, she didn't do so good that time. She got a 19.
34.
Jeez. I think you should wrestle 2 at a time.
Maybe. Yannick's here for that.
I mean, I think that's what he would suggest next.
Yeah, let's try it. I like it. Okay, now here's a question. How do we do that? Do I just roll with advantage? Is that it? Okay.
I would say it's like help.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so maybe Stong like takes her this time, and like he wants to like respect his opponent. So like, you know, no more playing around. He unleashes his best Muck Beetle wrestling move, which is like the Omega Mega Muck Beetle number 3. Not 1, not 2.
Does it involve a 360?
Mm-hmm.
Is this just a push out, or are you like flipping her or something?
Yeah, so basically he like goes to do the same thing, but then this time when she thinks he's going under, instead he grabs both her arms, pulls her forward, wraps her around, and then like flings her above his head. Yeet!
She lands, knocks the air out of her, and she's like, "What? She is not mad, to be clear. She is like very excited that you are doing things she's not expecting.
I will teach you these secrets, and then one day you should come to the swamps, the vast swamps, and wrestle my people.
Oh, that I did my jam already. Yannick's like, let's go.
Let's go!
No, he did that. Ugh. Okay, so Yannick like plunges in with that'll be a 23. Syria is not prepared at all for him to do that. She's like, what do you mean? Oh my god! So yeah, so it ends up being a 23 because I rolled a 1 for the other one.
Okay, 29.
Oh.
How
This
do
is
you
my
take
expertise.
down 2 berserkers? I know, I love it. How do you take down 2 berserkers at the same time?
Okay. So I think, so one of them, so Yannick just came in and he's like ready to go, but the other one you said was distracted?
She rolled a 1, so I just figured she's not really helping here. She's like, how do you do the thing? And Yannick's like, then he jumps in there, like ready to fight. So she like swings her arm up, like, what is going on here? But he's like all in. So she takes a minute to kind of realize what you're doing. But
Okay. So I think maybe Stong, like as they're both coming in, like instead of like rushing to meet him, he like goes down really low into this like little hunch position, and then he like just rises up, and he says, "Omega Mega Muck Beetle number 100." And then like the force of his shout just like stuns them for a second, and then he's like, "Yeah, press upon," and then he grabs them both and just like yeets them.
I love it. They land. They're like they look elated. Like this, they look flushed. Like this is the best. Yannick jumps to his feet. He grabs his great axe and he goes,
You have to repeat that.
No. What's up?
You have to repeat that for a second. I think your mic cut out. He grabs his axe and says, "What?"
Grabs his. Now we don't.
I think.
New weapons.
And Syria's like, "Oh, you can't. He needs
these are
to calm
weapons.
down. He needs to calm down. Come, put it down. Put it down." And she kind of backs him towards the river. And once they get up to the water, she's gonna shove him full in.
Nice.
To get him to cool off a little bit because he's getting a little. Dog, you when she pushes him in, you notice something in the river. But we'll come back to that really quick, because the other three, you were watching this, but there are still. For most of that, Yannick is not fighting, but also Tarant and Rufum are still sitting there. And if there's anything that you want to ask them, now is a great time.
Sturge, you.
First of all, I'm going to ask Cecilia, what do you think about what do you think about the wrestler?
You mean Artemisia?
Artemisia.
Ah, sorry, Artemisia.
Like, did you steal Song's sending stone just after Cecilia is on the other end of the world? She was into a berserker. She maybe doesn't know.
You into these berserkers? They're rather enthusiastic.
I mean, if you're into muscles, I guess.
Not your thing. Not your thing. I understand. So these berserkers seem a little bit more forthcoming than the vremyonni and the.
But they're just visiting, though. I mean, doesn't mean we shouldn't ask them. But...
Okay, yeah. I'd
true.
say. So, what is your mission? You say you're here for a bit of enhancement to your weapons, but what is your mission in the meantime? Are you on leave from something else?
Are you? Is this the conversation you're having with Yannick before he jumps in, or are you asking Rufum and Tarant?
Rufum and Tarant.
So Rufum and Tarant are both vremyonni.
Yep, they live here.
Oh,
There's 4 people. There's 2 berserkers and 2 vremyonni.
Berserkers are mostly interested in fighting with Stong.
Yeah. Let's assume actually, just so as much as like my novel brain is like, no, see this scene jumps back. That's going to be confusing. So Syria and Yannick, the berserkers, are currently in the river trying to get Yannick to come down from like the battle fever.
Mhm.
And Rufum and Tarant are sitting on a log, watching you. And Rufum took your bet, so he'll like fish out do they have coins? Yeah, I guess they have coins because they're still gonna like trade stuff, but they are weird looking coins. They're not like the Cormyrean lions that you're used to seeing.
Ah, interesting. I like your coins. Are you? Do these fellows protect you the way they protect the Wicklerin?
Not on a regular basis, but I mean, if they're here, if you're gonna start something, they will take care of you, but maybe not your friend.
Yes.
Although now they've seen his Omega Battle Beetle trick, they learn things quick sometimes.
I see you're a friend of Sebastian's.
Yeah, we go way back.
You must have known his friend Cecilia as well. Our friend.
You mean Ilya?
Ilya, yes. Our
Means
friend.
brother
Yeah.
Ilya, yes.
Yeah, we know Ilya. We know Cecilia. I don't know, Sebastian, I never asked you if this is true, but I heard a good story.
Okay.
Ilya thinks we are kids. Ilya always kind of acts like he's better than us. And I guess sometimes Ilya is clever, but also brother Matvey is always yelling at Ilya. His spells, they don't always work. So, I mean, we all get there eventually, I guess. But I heard when it all happened, when they took Brother Lazar at Ilya, I heard that she hit him with a charm person so strong, she got him to pack her bags for him. Did that happen?
Something like that. There is some truth to this story.
Oh, well,
Tarant,
good.
Tarant, the other kid, leans over. He's like, I heard that the only reason that she didn't get away was because she wouldn't leave without punching him in the face. Because I did see that he was bleeding from the nose when the witches came. But you can't punch somebody when you do that kind of enchantment. It just breaks it.
Spoils
Well, that
it.
was stupid. I said Ilyas actually not that smart.
But
There's still a lot of bravery there because Brother Lazar.
Yes,
Yeah,
Did
we've
you-
met him.
we know him.
You know Brother Lazar.
New.
No, past tense.
Oh, is he dead? Well, thank you, Mother Bala. We don't need that anymore. It's, that guy, he was very scary. He's an enchanter. Did you know that?
Yeah, we noticed. Trust us.
It's so messed because you don't know if he's messed with your head. Everybody is like, oh, I don't know if Brother Lazar, I don't want to be around Brother Lazar. And you hear stories. I'm sure people told you about the boar spirit and the apprentice.
The
Yeah.
boar spirit. Boar spirit.
Yeah. I heard.
Go, tell, please.
I mean, I don't know. You hear this story so many different ways. I heard he sacrificed an apprentice to the boar spirit, like some kind of dirt thing out of a kid's story. I heard that he sacrificed the boar spirit, and that's how the apprentice died. But I gotta tell you, there's no boar spirits. We know that. So if there was, I think Brother Lazar did something. But can you even imagine doing that? He says to Sebastian. Like that is, that is a bad choice.
That sounds pretty far-fetched to me.
Boar spirit. How would you sacrifice a spirit?
I don't know, man. This is like dirt and stuff. Like
Dark magic.
you can. I mean, listen.
It's a Nordic gesture.
The spirits are very powerful. So, and Tarant, who's less talkative than Rufum, kind of leans in and he's like, they're powerful, but everything has a weakness. I wouldn't say, let's go fight a boar spirit or the salmon spirit or the coyote or the otter. Like, this is a bad idea anyway, but you can kill a god if you get enough people together. And Rufum's like, don't say stuff like that, man. That's a bad luck.
Kill a god if you get enough people together.
You're both saying a lot. Sturge's the kind of person who take things very seriously.
I do. I mean, you never know
The
when
kind of
you.
people who want to go kill a god. That's a lot of headache.
Or what if
Better
you have
just
to?
sit and fish.
Yes.
Why would you have to?
Well, what if the god wanted to kill you?
Is that a problem where you're from?
Sometimes.
So glad I'm home.
Stong, you see down in the water, there's a patch of reeds, and peeking out of the reeds, there's somebody. There's like a little face.
Oh, like a humanoid face?
Yeah. If you make me a nature or arcana check, or if you have some kind of cool lore bard stuff.
Oh,
I'll tell
nature
you
for
what you know.
sure. 17?
So you don't know a lot about what kinds of fae are in Rashomon, but you listened to some of those stories as you were traveling up here, and you think that what you're looking at is possibly a Vodyanoi, which is kind of a watery spirit. Looks like a little old man, kind of.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you actually remember hearing one of the stories in the inn said that the Vodyanoi, you don't want to offend them and you don't want to piss them off, but in the story, if you give them something, they'll give you treasure that they found.
Oh, interesting.
They don't want that particularly.
Did they happen to mention what would make them angry or offend them?
If you make their water particularly dirty.
Makes sense.
He doesn't seem to be bothered by Yannick and Syria splashing around in the water, but you wouldn't want to like poison the water or like dump bodies in it. That kind of thing feels. In the story, there was an angry Vodyanoi because there were Durthans doing dark magic and pulling up ghosts and haunting the river, and something that sounded like it was turning trees into poison, but you kind of missed that part because it wasn't all in common.
Do I see there's any like debris or trash or maybe like I'm not sure like what else would be undesirable to a river? Like are there like corpses in the river or something?
The river seems fine, and the Vodyanoi is not seem angry, it's just watching you.
Let's see. I have the tongue spell.
Okay.
So maybe he'll try waving at it first to see that if he'll give any sort of response.
It kind of like pulls the reeds back and it stares at you with very big eyes. And it holds out a hand, kind of expectantly.
Okay, so Stong is going to cast the tongue spell. And so this spell grants myself the ability to understand any spoken language I hear. Moreover, when I speak, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear me can understand what I say. So he's going to say, hello, are you a Vodyanoi?
Vodyanoi.
Oh,
What are you?
I'm a half-orc. A half-orc bard. Would you like some free music? I have many samples for you, oh great water spirit.
You will play me the music.
Oh, I mean, you could just have these sheets of music. I would also love to play you some music.
Play me the music. I do not do music myself, but I will listen.
Okay. Well, do you happen to have a favorite type of song? Perhaps like a lullaby or some sort of...
The songs of the frogs on the riverbank.
Oh, well, I happen to be able to make up a song about frogs on the riverbank, and I hope that, this is a nice tribute to you. Ribbit, Ribbit, are you alone? Ribbit, Ribbit, throw a frog a bone. Ribbit, Ribbit, is any frog out there? Ribbit, Ribbit, let's form a pair.
You see a single tear roll down the Vodyanoi cheek. I feel like I should make you make a
frog.
I feel like I should make you make a performance check.
Let's do it.
That was so good.
No, let's do it.
Are you sure?
Oh, hell yeah. Average.
Oh. The Vodyanoi kind of beckons to you. You wade out in the river.
Yes.
Okay. The water is very cold.
Your water feels great, Mr. Vodyanoi.
It kind of ducks back into the plants, and then it comes out and it says, "You give me a present, I give you a present." And it hands over this jug that's covered in like algae.
Oh, thank you.
If you make an Arcana check.
Oh, wait. 21.
You're holding an alchemy jug.
Whoa, sweet.
The Vodionoid seems to think it's giving you something okay, because it doesn't really want it, but it kind of seems to know you might think that's cool, so it feels this is a fair trade. It thought it was a pretty good song, although your heart maybe wasn't as in it.
Yes, I mean, I haven't spent enough time with the frogs to truly know the depths of their yearnings and wants. But thank you, I really appreciate this. So, like, Stong wants to sort of
Counts
slosh
as your
it.
bling bling, by the way.
Oh, nice, love it. So he wants to, like, sort of shake it. Is there liquid already inside?
There is liquid in it, but it seems like if you open it, it's just river water.
Okay. I will treasure your river water for a while.
The Vonyoy also kind of beckons you closer with its long finger. He says,
You beware now. The spirits are very awake. Something's in the woods. And it maybe is not for you, Outlander.
They're not all as friendly and nice as you.
and it's gonna sink back behind the plants.
Oh, excuse me, is there no one? Okay. Goodbye. He's gonna like wade back out and he's gonna like hold up the jug to his friends and he says, "Hey, look, free river water."
Oh, you found someone's old junk.
Hey, I
That's good. The
earned
boy
this
you know
old
gets
jug.
mad with the junk in the river. Syria hauls Yannick out. He's like, "Okay, I'm good. Can I have more jeweled?" And she's like, "You can have more jeweled until later because you get crazy when you have the jeweled."
Don't we all?
So you guys are from somewhere else.
The 10th hell. Westgate.
Oh, what? Is he joking?
Yes.
No, it's really not. But
Not joking about being from Westgate.
Westgate.
It is
Okay.
a strange name, but it is true place.
But you're here because the witches called you here? Syria asks. Or
We are-
what?
We're looking for someone. Not here, but people here knew her. And so we're
Someone
hoping.
knows anybody who's here who is her is taken by the witches. And they do the polymorph. They make things right. So they are then in Erlingwood. They are witches. Is that what you mean? And Rufum's gonna correct her. He said, no, she's talking about Lazardoskaya's elf son. She goes, oh.
Oh, you've heard of her too?
Well, the witches, this is not a story they really would like people to tell because, people don't escape from Erlingwood unless they say you can escape from Erlingwood.
you know
But
where did she escape to?
if somebody knew that, they would have caught her.
Well, maybe
I mean,
the spirits helped her.
the spirits help break someone out of the witch's prison. Don't say that. That's gonna get you in trouble.
Oh.
Hmm?
Well, I mean, but the spirits, presumably, they have their own motivations. So.
Syria kind of looks at you and goes, "It's probably better to assume the spirits and the witches have aligned goals."
Oh,
And Rufum's like, "Yeah, that's a good thing to say when you are saying things."
okay. And the Durthan abuse the spirits. Is that right?
Yeah, the Durthan are the worst, says Rufum.
This-
And Syria backs him up on this.
And the spirits do not like the Durthan. maybe some spirits?
No, of course they don't. Of course not. That
Oh.
would be weird. That would be very wrong and not the case. And whatever stories you hear are
and this boar spirit is Fearfill's mask. You know, he makes a boar mask. Does that mean he likes the boar spirit? No, nothing.
Rufum's like, I don't think you get Brother Fearfill. Nobody knows what Brother Fearfill likes except yelling.
Yelling, he likes to yell.
So
I learned this word. Being a buzzkill.
Yeah.
That's Brother Fearfill.
Oh.
But I guess, I mean, he picks this mask. He must like a boar. Or
oh,
it
so
could
you
just
pick
like-
your own mask for him.
yeah, you got to. It's secrets. This is not for everybody to know. But
Oh, sorry. Mhm.
Mask
Well,
is very personal.
Do all of the masks have a spirit that corresponds with them?
no,
No. Okay.
they're just. I mean, again, this is. I mean, I'm sure there are things you do that you don't tell everybody all that business about, but
Sure,
they are
sure.
personal.
No one has a.
They,
And you've never seen one with a golden bird mask, a golden crow or a raven.
golden crow.
No, I'm just.
No.
Just
I
pulled that
also
up.
never seen a pink Bodionoi mask.
Mm,
This is just a game we play.
nah, flamingo. Is it
What's a flamingo?
It wouldn't be very intimidating.
Yannick goes, I know a story about this Brother Lazar thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I don't know. He looks at Syria, he's like, this is not a... Because you are a good fighter, you should come join our lodge. You should be an owlbear. That is a good idea. Forget this beetle business. You join the owlbear lodge. Stong is a great fighter.
Yeah, they have fire spirits and more brawling. Stan looks at Artemisia. We could be a duo again.
Wait, you brought this? You team up with this?
Oh
No offense.
yeah, she's actually like my equal in the arena.
You want me to demonstrate? Because I can't wrestle, but I can spar.
What do you do?
Spells.
You fighting with spells. This is okay. Yeah, show me what you got. I see this.
So Artemisia is going to cast Crown of Stars. And so, but she's not going to release any of them yet. She's going to, so that they're around her head. She, let me see if I can do both that and levitation. Yes, I think she can. Yeah. So so first levitate, then Crown of Stars. And she's not going to throw them at anybody. She's going to see what the reaction is when she first does it.
Stong's not going to give her
This
the
is-
nod. Not for Crown of Stars. Not in this situation.
Oh, I see this. This is your like a witch in your land.
Yeah, not like the Berserker.
Yeah, a little
Yeah. Okay. I get this now. I get this. She's not like your lodge sister. She's your witch. Okay. You don't need to hit me with that. I've seen that happen. I watched a Thayan necromancer just smear a blood. It's very useful. That's the Crown of Stars.
All right.
So Yannick's like, a good Madam Witch of Westgate. Do you want to hear the story, or should I just be silent?
Oh, yes. Tell the story. So
Thank
she's
you,
going
thank
to
you.
banish the Crown of Stars, but her feet aren't going to touch the ground.
Yeah.
We say, okay, so here's the thing. They did not put them together in the prison. I hear this from my brother who knew a guy who had a cousin who is there. They don't put them in the same cell because, of course, they may be co-conspirators, and they have to decide what to do. But it's the thing, they are both escaping. But here's the important thing. Lazar blew out the side of the building. And which I still, the witches will tell you that is a lie, but this is what my brother's cousin's friend said. And then the other thing, the girl, the elf song girl, she just vanished. And the story I heard is that the elves probably took her. I don't know if elves can do that. I don't know a lot of elves.
What elves are in the Earlwood?
The Erlingwood?
Erlingwood.
Well, in the Erlingwood, there's not elves really, but there's other forests. The Eric Forest, there are some elves. The Endless Wastes, there are some also crazy elves. Sometimes even in Running Rocks, there are these canyons that are very deep, and we get drow coming out of them. We try to close those up because the drows that come out, they are usually the loaf kind of drows, and this is a headache.
But these elves do you suppose that they came specifically to help Lazar?
I mean, that's what I think. Well, maybe not Lazar. Like I said, they're different. I think Lazar found a way to blow up the wall on his own, which was very, very foolish because the witches will find him eventually. Or I guess you say he's dead now. So they found him, clearly.
Through the mental link, Stong wants to remind Sturge that Skaha, I think, was an elf. So maybe
Skaha is an elf.
Is like an elven relative or, some sort of associate of Skaha's. She must have come from some tribe.
Well, so Artemisia might say, oh, the elves on the frozen waste, that's the Lethari, right?
The Lethari.
Have you heard that term before?
They talk briefly in Rashemi, like maybe they don't understand the word. They're like, no, that's that I don't know this.
Oh, Stong still has tongues on, so he repeats Lethari.
It's okay. I don't know this word.
Are they wolf elves?
Wolf elves. There are elves in the Endless Waste that hunt with wolves.
Yeah.
We know this one.
They
don't bother us though. If you see them, it's because they are coming down to trade, or because a prophecy happened, or
prophecy.
sometimes because Narfel is a bunch of jerks, and then everybody wants to kill Narfel. Do you guys know Narfel?
No.
You also will want to kill them. They like to raise up demons and mess things up. We used to have an empire, and it's their fault we don't have an empire anymore. Theirs and the demons.
No, do they really like to wear red? Like a lot of their
Those
people?
are the Thayans. They're also
okay.
dicks. So this is why you confuse them.
Oh, you have a lot of like demon summoning dicks around here. Jeez.
We have terrible neighbors in Rashaman. Narfel is to the north.
Who?
Narfel is in the north. Is that your question?
And then to the northwest is they.
No, actually, Thay is to the south. But they are also everywhere. They keep show up and say, oh, hello, I have an enclave, and I will tell you magic items. Their magic items are very inferior.
Wilson is the one talking at this point. I switched and I forgot to tell you. This is too many NPCs for me. But yeah, he's like, their magic items are terrible.
I have seen Sebastian's magic items. They're very, very high quality.
You are uncharacteristically kind.
Yeah, I am a connoisseur of magic.
Did you know, say, an enclave in Westgate? Not doing so well, though. Before I left town, apparently there was some kind of business where they lost most of their business, so it's good.
That is good. I hope you burn their house down.
I am only one wizard. It
takes one wizard to cast a fireball.
True.
Fireball, not really my thing. I make items. I am okay.
Make me well, unless there's more questions you want to specifically ask, is to say make me.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
So, the Yayanoi here in this river told me that the spirits were awakening. What could possibly arouse?
You talked to a Bodyanoi?
Yeah, it sort of
Syrian
sang him a
like
song.
this
He gave me
guy.
this jug.
Wow. Yes, we would like you in our lodge. I like this plan. I will come find you later. He said the spirits are what?
Awakening. Or awakened.
Rufum kind of waves this off. He's like, it's spring. That's what happens in spring. The way spirits all wake up.
Oh, but he
All the
said it like a
sleeping ones.
warning.
Well, that's interesting. The Voidanyoi, they're more tied to the Feywild and the place of spirits come from too.
So in
And
the past...
spring always. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Spring always feels like so much, like so different.
Yeah, because the animals we cold, a lot of them sleep, so the spirits also sleep. But then they wake up and they wake up big. Yeah, that story about the boar spirit. They say there used to be a boar spirit around here, and it's got a lot of pep in it. We hear. Oh, that's a story about Ilya. Remember when we go to see the bear spirit? Because the bear spirit wakes up, and I don't know if you understand what a spirit looks like, but they're very large. So picture a bear and then like multiply it into 10 bears. That is one bear.
Oh my
It's
god.
very...
That sounds like
Yeah.
a murder bear.
I never heard of it murdering someone, but then we don't go in the woods in spring without like planning for an offering.
Wise.
It's a problem. But we heard there was a bear spirit, and we all decided we were going to sneak out at night to go see it. Because you have to go up over that rise there to get to the mountain where you can see down to the river where the bear spirit is. The only problem was we went in the woods with no lights because we did not want the grown-ups to find out. And so it was Clement, because he has a ring that his mommy gave him, so he sees in the dark. And it was Ilya Elfson, because he can see in the dark. So they're leading us through the woods, and we got completely lost. And then we found an owlbear nest, and it was crazy. And the only people that saw the bear spirit in the end were Clement and Ilya. We all thought they were dead. We all remember that. They came back, and we were like, oh, we got damn rat. We're not going to tell him anything. We don't know what happened. Yuli was very fair for saying that Ilya took Clement and jumped off a cliff, which I don't think Lazar would have bought that story.
I want to be clear. There was a boar spirit, but no more.
Yeah, there's no boar spirit. The old men say there used to be a boar spirit, but sometimes spirits move around, or sometimes Brother Lazar murders a spirit. I don't know.
And how would murdering a boar spirit kill an apprentice?
I have absolutely no idea, my guy. I never think of this thing.
But that is what you said.
That's a story I heard.
Okay.
But the apprentice is not explaining what happened.
No.
If they existed.
Oh, if only Calith were around so we could interrogate the dead.
Hmm.
I'm sure the Roshemi would love to have us like grave robbing.
Karan kind of rubs his chin.
He's like, if you think about it, you need a lot of magic to kill a boar spirit, right? If we're going to do it, which we're not doing it, but if we were going to do it, you need a lot of magic. And a lot of magic is risky. You can only handle so much. You are just a human or whatever you are. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's the spell goes wrong. Maybe it's the spell misses and hits the apprentice. Maybe it's the hidden one says, no, you may not do this, and turns the spell back on you, which is a thing that you should worry about sometimes, I think.
And what advantage would there be to killing a spirit?
That's a question for Brother Lazar if he did it. But they're very powerful. I don't know. You kill a very powerful monster. There's sometimes components.
Ah,
There's
yes. Yes.
Some people just want to do it for the experience.
I mean, if you kill the spirit, you should not tell anybody in Rashomon you did it, but maybe in Westgate you get a free drinks.
Mm.
So,
Because
kind of back
apparently
to
you buy
the...
drinks when you are
Yeah, you
in
make
Westgate.
friends with buy drinks, but perhaps you make friends with free drinks. It is
Eh?
weird place. If you go on Tarjima, you try and avoid go Westgate.
You don't like any of it. Come on, you said, Zach. Tell me, what is 3 things you like about being in not Rashomon?
Some of the food okay, and it is not so cold. I do like the slightly warmer, and a third I keep to myself. Yes.
Mm.
This guy, he's with his secrets.
Yes.
So now make me a perception check.
Who?
All of you.
Excellent.
16.
Not great. Let's see.
Mm.
7.
Artemisia, I want to know what you're thinking of instead of what I'm about to tell you. What are you distracted by? If it's 7, I want to know.
Probably Kalant, and if there are other single, well, obviously a lot of guys here are single, but
Eb.
like her chances and whether they bathe often enough, what they smell like.
You, people have joked to Cecilia about marrying Sarshan enough times, and she's been completely confused every single time. They don't do that here. So yeah, everybody's pretty much free, unless they have a standing agreement with a witch, I guess, or a particular brother, or if they're just not interested in ladies. But that is a conversation that I think they're all prepared to have. Steven, you have the highest perception check. So you, Sturge, you notice somebody is moving through the woods on the other side of the river.
I'm going to, how far away is that?
So the river is, it's relatively wide. Like you have to kind of wade in up to your thighs to get across it, or jump from rock to rock if you have a lovely acrobatics check.
Is the person moving through the woods more than 100 feet away?
Let's say it's like 60 feet.
I'm
I'm really bad at distance.
going to summon up Tiny,
Okay.
my little owl friend, and I'm going to say, go see what that is. And send her over there, and I'm going to close my eyes as if I'm just meditating and look through her eyes.
Okay. And Tiny is
A little owl.
yeah, and it's a you're doing Find Familiar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always running. She lives in the Feywild somewhere, and when I want, I can just bring her to me. And,
So Tiny flies across the river and kind of comes up behind. You see a couple of like teenage vremyonni apprentices. They're still wearing the half masks, but they're clearly almost adults. Carrying one of them is carrying a big spear with like a golden tip. And then at their head, you see Brother Feofil. He turns and looks directly at Tiny, and he casts Dispel Magic. Does that make Tiny go away?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, good to know. So did they have any, like, had they been out hunting? Did they have a carcass with them? Were they carrying a dead deer? Anything
No.
like that? No?
No. They've got like weapons on them, but the one, but they're not, and they're sort of like they're holding their hand axes and stuff. And Brother Feofil's like walking with his staff, and then that one apprentice has that really big, fancy looking spear.
I'm going to just comment to the other vremyonni. I see Feofil's wandering through the woods over there with a couple I think apprentices, and one's got a golden spear. Is that a special occasion?
Oh, he's I guess he's probably going to find a spirit.
No.
Yeah, make an offering. I mean, it's
What's
not
the
really necessary, but
What's the golden spear all about? Is that ceremonial?
oh, it's a magic item. They're like that. You gotta give them something. They're like things that the animal would like, but this is tricky because when you have a bear that's the size of 10 bears and you say, here, have a piece of honeycomb, and the honeycomb's the size of your hand, it doesn't always see it. It doesn't notice. This is a problem. You could give them something that you have made yourself to show that you have put your effort and energy in. This sometimes is a good thing. But the best thing if you offer them something full of magic because they can consume the magic.
Oh, I see.
Sturge.
Yes.
We are dealing with a bear. This jug could potentially pour honey. It could potentially...
Well, I have a few magical items I could offer in case. I have a couple of beads, golden beads. I believe they're some sort of prayer things that prayerful
Bead,
people.
like-
Yes, it's just these little magical beads. They're
Prayer beads.
prayer beads. Yes, then they're magical. And perhaps that would satisfy a spirit. Should I meet one?
Oh, that's good. I wouldn't suggest going looking for them.
No.
They
They find
Especially-
you.
Hmm?
yeah, but you don't know either usually. I mean, this is another thing. You're not Reshemi, no offense. But so they might not even want to talk to you. They might just try and trample you and eat your carcass.
No. Well, I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope that too. You seem like a nice guy.
Does
So
he?
the telepathic link is that still in
Yeah.
effect?
Yeah.
So Artemisia through that is going to say, so if Tiny couldn't follow, should I send Mitzi maybe? Because I want to follow them and we got to know where they're going. So if I sent her right now, then we could like ask her where we're aiming towards if we follow.
What was Fiafil returning or leaving?
They're heading out. They're heading
Ah,
out away from
Yeah.
Renmark.
I fear. Is Mitzi a familiar? Can you resummon her should she be slain?
Or dispelled.
Yes. I mean, I don't know
Yes.
the exact for if it's killed, but she can definitely pull Mitzi out and send Mitzi back.
Don't worry.
But I'm hoping that because Mitzi Trestums are supposed to be forest creatures, so I'm hoping that she can hide if they don't see her like coming towards them.
Mhm.
But
I think that's a very good idea.
Okay.
Okay.
I could turn her invisible. Why don't
That
we
sounds
I'll just give her a little scritch behind the ear and turn her invisible.
Are you gonna summon Mitzi in front of Rufum and Tarrant and Celia and Syria and Yannick, or are you gonna kind of head back toward Running Rock?
Maybe it's time to stroll back and find something to eat.
Yeah, we were really hungry right before this moment, so getting some food would be good.
Well, sounds like a good plan. Here, he gives you a basket with some fish they caught. He says, "Take out to the kitchens for me, so I don't have to do it."
Will do. And as soon as we're out of range of their seeing and hearing, and no one else is around, if you summon Mitzi, I'll make her invisible.
Rhiannon, does she have like some sort of natural stealth ability? Like, do you have her stats?
No, not. I'm pulling them up on D&D Beyond now.
Just because, like, Stong, I could give her advantage on stealth. Oh.
She got a bonus to stealth, but
Oh God, can you hear the dogs going berserk?
Nope.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
right, a
so
little
you're
bit.
gonna send Mitzi to follow Theophil? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there something, are you going to call her back when you want her, or is there something that if she sees she should come back to tell you? Is it like, what are the parameters you're giving her?
I mean, the others can suggest stuff, but I was thinking that she would tell Mitzi to follow them until they stop somewhere.
Okay.
And then come back into range, and then once she's in range to speak to Artemisia, then like tell her then she doesn't have to come all the way back. But
Yeah. So I realized that Steven's already giving her invisibility, so Stong wants to give her true seeing.
Ooh,
oh,
nice.
All right.
Mitzi's gonna have a heck of a time.
Don't get
I
distracted
forgot
now,
the
Mitzi.
DM. The DM
Let's
is
just-
Mitzi. She's like,
I feel so fancy.
Yeah.
We should all just
And the
lay
best
all the buffs on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
I forget
you
what
are.
Mitzi actually sounds like. So in Rashomon, that's what she sounds like.
Nice.
Okay, so this seems like a good time to take our break.
Wait.
To queue us up for, is it 10 minutes?
Yes.
Is that our break? Okay, cool. So, so we are heading back to Running Rocks. We will see what else we can discover, find out what we can find in the woods. But for now, we're gonna take a quick break. So stick around. Welcome back. Ready for more adventure?
Woo.
Before we do, just a reminder, we're raising money for IRC to help raise funds for the crisis in Ukraine. We'd really appreciate it if you guys took a look at our fundraiser. So if you scroll down to the bottom of the screen on your desktop, you can find the link there. We're trying to raise, I think $500 is our goal right now.
Yep.
I would love to knock that goal out and make it bigger. But let's start there. Every little bit helps. There are over 1 million displaced Ukrainians right now, and it's pretty dire. So whatever we can do, let's do it. So, and is there anything? There's nothing else we need to check up on? No, everybody good? Everybody's ready?
I think we're good.
Okay, so you sent Mitzi off to spy on Theophil. You guys went back up to Running Rock. It is getting late in the day. So if you do want to go get some food, there is basically like a mess hall kind of thing, or you can go find someone else to talk to.
But we do have this
Or-
basket of fish. We should
That's
just
true. I
Yeah.
forgot
abandon
about
that
the
on the
basket
ground.
of fish. Fair point. Fair point. Okay, so Sebastian can lead you to where the kitchens are. It is a cave that's kind of near to that big cave that you were brought to right away. They're actually kind of connected by some carved out tunnels. Sebastian, you remember as a kid having to work in these kitchens a lot. There's a whole wall of pickled vegetables that you snuck from, for sure.
When I mentioned the food in Westgate better, I was serious. I really like the food in Westgate. The food here, not so good.
As long as it's not rock soup.
There is definitely no rock soup. The bread is real hard, though. It is definitely a. Running Rocks gets its food from. So there's several valleys within this mountainous area, which are sort of protected in ways that sort of create a little like microclimate, which may or may not be because of the Feywild bleeding through. So they do have fresh food. You can see they have a bunch of sheep. There's definitely some extremely fragrant sheep's cheese available as part of your meal. And they have the fish that they're catching. There's the food has there's some little like a jam with some berries kind of thing. it's not a ton of food, but it's enough. There is a lot of things that are pickled because, it's you're just coming out of spring is just kind of starting to begin, so you're kind of eating the winter stores a little bit. So your mouth at the end of this meal is a bit puckered, but you're not hungry anymore.
I demonstrate the fine technique of dipping the hard bread into the pickle juice to soften and also to pickle your mouth.
Oh, yum yum.
And there is beer. You don't see any jeweled. Not for dinner.
Jeweled is special times. Only special times. Or existential crisis.
Actually, I was like, oh, Artemisia will have to eat something, but she ate earlier. She ate one of the birds with the coyote spirit. So she's going to be politely like pushing her food around her plate because she has snobby tastes. So if she's not super hungry, she's not going to eat.
As you're sitting here, you do see a couple of people you recognize kind of pass through. You see Brother Nikifor come down, get like a plate of food, and immediately leave. You see Clement come, and he does sort of look over at you guys like he might sit with you, but then he looks at Sebastian. And I don't know that Sebastian, what kind of vibe are you giving off right now?
Distrustful.
I'm gonna see if he catches it. You rolled a 3. He'll come sit next to you guys.
Stog shoots Sturge a meaningful look. Oh, and then through the mental bond, he's like, I think he says to both of them, do you, Artemisia, do you want us to play wingmen, or you got this?
Whatever is happening here, I got it. But thank you, Stog.
Okay.
So you're enjoying your visit?
It's interesting around here.
Yes, it's very interesting around here. I concur.
Some of us are lonely. That's the only problem.
You're lonely. Do you need someone to do Brother Sturge?
No, I myself am fine. I don't mention it.
Artemisia, because of the sort of her scales don't really show on her face very much, but she is kind of blushing a little bit. It's hard to see under the kind of
I'm
bronzy
sure
color.
it's very fetching.
We're just
It
gonna
gets
have
so
Sebastian
cold
roll
at
an
night
insight
here.
check here.
How do you stay warm at night? There's no if I might say so, I'll lean close to Clement and say, there's no women here. I mean, if you like to lie with men, that's one thing, but what if you don't? It's not. I myself have my familiar to keep me warm, but I'm just curious.
Your familiar keeps you warm like a woman or a man keeps you warm? That's not what those are for.
You misunderstand.
This is a joke. You're telling me a joke. Yeah, the
He is
Outlanders, they
jokester.
sleep with their familiars.
Sleep with them.
You
No,
got
no, no,
me.
no.
Foreign humor, strange humor.
But it is a serious question. It must be lonely at night here in the winter with only men. It's just men everywhere. I myself like a variety of companions, and well,
Yeah. I mean, there are plenty. If you are you looking for help finding someone? Because the Brother Patya over there, he just broke up with.
Now, are you available? Are you
Am I available?
Not necessarily for me or not my kind. I'm just curious, asking for a friend.
No offense, you're not my type.
No, that's okay.
Oh, but what is your type?
Pickle
Just curious. Just trying to get to know you, friend. I'd like to call you friend.
Slender, long hair.
Okay, he's made a good enough insight check to be like, I see, okay. And he sort of like doesn't look at Artemisia in a way that's sort of familiar, in the same kind of like, oh, I see, we don't talk directly about this. It reminds you a little of Cecilia's reaction to this kind of stuff.
Well, that is.
You
If
don't
his-
need to
If his
respond.
hand is on the table or something like that,
Yeah.
Artemisia is gonna put hers on top of his hand and be like, "Look, I'm sorry about my friends. Sometimes they sort of forget their manners a little bit." And then he pulls away.
Yeah, very, very direct. Well, perhaps I would be walking by the river later. When the sun is setting, perhaps. I will do that.
Telepathically, I say to Artemisia, "You're welcome."
That wasn't helping.
Telepathically, Stog says, "Man, I wonder if that spot by the river is the spot that we were at earlier. Have we just been going to like other people's hookup spots, like one by
Yeah,
one?
spoiler alert, everything's a hookup spot.
Everything
No.
is a hookup spot."
Cecilian not even here, and I understand her better.
There's you. But you are here for other purposes, are you not? Did you find what you need to find out?
No.
Some of it. I think we'll have to travel further once we've spoken to the witches once they arrive. But
They will possibly be here tomorrow. But are you prepared for the witches?
What would you
Are they
call?
prepared for us?
Yes,
what
they are most
preparation would you
definitely,
suggest?
most definitely prepared.
Would-
Oh
Hey.
boy, that's a problem then. We should probably prepare more then.
Yeah, it's well, I'm sure Sebastian has explained some things to you. The one was best for Rashomon, and we have a lot of risks. So, and you know Brother Lazar, they would very much like to speak to Brother Lazar.
Too
And
late.
here you are. You say he's dead, but what
Yes.
is your proof? You don't
Well,
you don't bring us back a trophy. Which I will be honest, I am glad that is not a thing we like to do, but it becomes less of a question if Brother Lazar is dead with you are bringing us like his head. Or on the other hand, they will want to know where are his things? Where is his mask? Yes, you don't have proof that Brother Lazar is dead, and I believe you, but it might
They-
be a problem.
Well,
nah.
the mask doesn't belong to the witches. The mask might belong to somebody else who wants it more.
Well, the mask belongs to Brother Lazar, and it is, they seem... I don't know, I don't wish to tell tales out of school, as they say. Just, you should maybe know what you're asking and what is waiting for you.
What do you suppose they think of Celia? Because
What do the
Ce-
witches think of Ilya?
Celia is our friend. Is that a
Ah.
problem?
You shouldn't talk about her, I don't think.
That's why we're here, is to talk about
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. The witches,
No, not with them.
She made them... She and Lazar, He's like looking around and seeing if anyone is listening.
Mhm.
And he drops his voice to say, they made him look sort of foolish. Nobody escapes the Erlingwood. And then you hear stories. It was the elves. It was the Durthans. It was the spirits. It was Lazar is actually way more powerful than anybody knows. But, you know, they want to know where she is too.
Well,
They don't think you can. I don't know what they asked you when you came here, but the witches, they're not gonna ask you once. they're going to ask you as many times as it takes to tell the whole story. So I'm just saying, know what your story is, and don't try to be, don't try to outsmart the witches. I need to go and take care of some things. But what's that?
I had more questions, but I'm sure I'll see you later,
Oh,
so don't worry.
You also wish to see me later?
No, I mean I'm here for the Great Spirit Tour, and I love all sorts of animals and spirits, but like I'd especially love to see a bear spirit.
Oh, I have not heard the bear spirit is awake yet. But if you talk to, Brother Theophil is he pays attention very much to the movements of the spirits. He's usually the first one to know. Sometimes the hunters come back and they say, hey, you know what woke up? But I have not heard about the bear spirit yet.
Okay, so do you happen to know something that might just awaken a bunch of spirits prematurely? I know it's spring, but is there anything else besides spring?
If you want to wake up all the spirits early?
No,
Are you crazy, man?
I don't want to. But
Yeah.
River Spirit told me that that's what was happening. And so I'm just curious.
Oh. He said, what did it say? It said that they're more awake, you said? And this was what kind of, it was a Rusalka or a Vodyanoi? Vodyanoi, okay. He said that the spirits are more awake. I mean, it could be the Durthans, but they're pretty far. I don't think that would be very... I mean, I feel like Brother Theophil would be screaming up and down if it was that, but...
We did see him walking away with some apprentices and a golden spear into the woods.
I mean, he does that, but a spear? What's a spear for? Did he tell you? I mean, he probably didn't tell you. He doesn't tell you.
The golden spear, very fancy.
Wouldn't that come
Telepathically, Artemisia is going to suggest that maybe Theophil is behind whatever is happening with the spirits that the Vodyanoi was talking about.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, through the telepathic link, Lazar knew all these techniques to do things to the spirits, and maybe he taught somebody else, or somebody close to him figured it out.
While there was some quiet, I suggested that Rufam suggested it might be an offering of some kind. Because, spirits, they like powerful items.
Is there some advantage to seeking out spirits and giving them offerings, or do you only give them offerings when you happen upon one?
We tend to not go looking for them unless there is something you need from them. But this is not for you.
What?
I don't think.
Yes.
I don't know. It depends why you are sent here. But if you are just asking questions about Ilya, then this is... I mean, maybe she has lots of secrets. Maybe she is best friends with the bear spirit. I showed her the bear. We found the bear spirit once. It was...
Oh, you
we
don't
heard about
say!
Oh, I see. Oh, you said you say... you must have been speaking to others, so... Well, are you asking... You are asking questions about Ilya, but you are asking questions about Lazar. Yes? You're muted.
Demon, you're muted.
Still muted.
Yeah.
Someone's cast a silent spell on your friend!
No, he's
Spell
simply
magic.
speaking to himself.
So much
I
anticipation.
was.
Be
I have
careful
a
with those dispel
frog.
magic spells. They damage his magic items. Be very particular about his magic.
No, someone was talking to me, so I had to mute.
Sorry.
It's all right.
You are asking about Lazar, and you are asking about Ilya, yeah.
They're connected, unfortunately.
you are curious about Luar and Divya, I think you are best to talk to Brother Igor.
Igor.
Hmm.
All right.
I will take my leave now. I
Where-
will maybe see. Oh, sorry. What's?
Where would we find Igor?
I'm sure Sebastian can find it for you.
Okay. Okay.
Have a good evening.
Yes,
Okay.
I certainly can. Drinking third.
Does
Yeah.
make eye
Here.
contact with Artemisia.
Okay.
He does not finger gun you. That was me. I don't think Clement has ever finger gunned anybody in his entire life.
It's not like a universal realms move.
Mm.
In Rashomon, we could do this. And it means go F yourself. No, I'm kidding.
I see
yeah,
you
so
have not taken my advice.
Oh,
It's okay. You own your own life, your own body and thing.
What's
You
it-
do
what's-
what you
what-
like.
What's he gonna do to me?
Probably good things. I don't know.
Ah,
He
You're
is
not that
difficult.
kind of friend.
He is. I do not like him. Drink more beer.
That is very clear, Sebastian.
Artemisia, you get a little kind of mental tug from Mitzi.
oh,
Oh, just in time.
They've stopped in the woods. They left. I can kind of see them where I'm sitting. They put that stick on the ground, and they're saying some things. And they're wait just a second. There's something, and I think there's something in the woods. Something, oh my goodness, something very big in the woods. I have to go.
I like the
So-
casting, like the yeah, that was good. Good commentary.
So Artemisia is going to use the telepathic link to be like, well, so sounds like they found their spirit. So if we're gonna get out of here, we need to go now
Get out of here?
Like to go
To
find
go-
Feofil.
to go
right?
feel Phil in the spirit.
Do we want to find Feofil in the spirit, or can Mitzi tell us what we need to know?
I thought Mitzi Pete Stout.
Yeah, she stopped talking to me. I don't want to leave her there. The idea was that she was going to find where we needed to go, and then we would go there.
She didn't tell you, did she? Or do we know where to go?
Uh,
I mean, I was assuming that I'd had a sense of sort of where she was, but
You do. If you just clarify for me if I don't understand how this spell works, please. That she has to be within a certain range to be able
Yes.
to talk to you.
yes.
And I actually forgot to ask what that range was because it may have been absolutely preposterous for her to be able to see them at the same time. If it's like she's gonna be 30 feet away, then that did not happen, and we will retcon it real quick.
It's 100 feet, so probably she
100
saw them
feet,
and then
so
came
probably
back.
5 came back. Okay, so then let's just tweak that a little bit. She's like,
There was a thing in the woods, and it was very big. I did not want to be there for it, and also they did not want to be there for it. They took off.
Oh,
Oh.
interesting.
I didn't see which way which person went. They sort of went scattered a little. But I mean, they live in that big mountain, so they'll probably come back. Or you should go in the woods. I don't know which.
Well, so stick around because we're gonna go find them, but I'm gonna come to you so that we can go find them together, so you don't have to be alone.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna sit in this tree and clean my fur.
So
You
do
are
we have?
lost in thought, friend Artemisia. Are you thinking about Clement, or are you thinking about something more important?
I'm thinking about my familiar.
Something more important.
Do you have a way that you could get us to the forest without being noticed, so that I could go meet her?
If you look for stealth, better that you consult your stealthy friend. Where he go? He right there.
Stong, are you able to cloak us in a kind of traceless shadow?
The stealthy arts isn't exactly my thing, but if you want them to know exactly where we are, I can help you with that.
No.
I can also make loud noise in this region.
I thought once upon a time you were able to cloak the entire group in a kind of pass without trace kind of spell.
Not I.
No.
What about that silence thing that you do sometimes and Sturge sometimes does on himself?
Yeah, I could just do it to an area. I mean, we could fly on the Pegasus and then, like, drop in from above or something. Or
No
I
one
could turn
would
into a
notice.
stealthy animal. That's just
I think it might just be us walking over the bridge and walking
Yeah.
into the woods.
Sounds easiest.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anyone asks us what we're doing, we'll tell them strolling.
No. See, my trussum flew off, and I need to go find her.
There we are.
I love how we're
Fancy.
all like 3 level
Fancy.
14 adventurers, and we look at our transportation options. We're like, no. Okay, we'll just walk. Fly, no. Teleport, no. Okay.
Well, good news, bad news. Sebastian, you lead them down the path towards the woods, towards where there is a sort of a bridge fit between the rocks that are just barely sticking out of that river. And once you cross the bridge, you come face to face with Theophil. He says, "What are you doing?"
Insight check. How's he doing? Is he all freaked out or is he just fine?
Are you rolling an insight check?
Yeah.
He seems intense. Maybe more intense than before. He is still wearing a mask completely covering his face, and he is somebody who seems to like always be a little wound up. So he seems very wound up. If you had to guess, you would say more than before, but you also don't really have a baseline for this guy.
We are taking stroll.
Did you become an idiot out in the world, Brother Sebastian?
Possibly. What are you doing out here? Just out of curiosity, not that I'm questioning you.
My job.
Oh.
I am seeking out awakened spirits and appeasing them to be sure they are safe.
I see.
Did it work?
Did what work?
You having good
Using
luck?
spirit that you were speaking to.
There are strange things in the forest tonight. I don't think you should be out here.
Telepathically, I say, stranger than him.
Do we just like laugh out loud for no reason? Like,
Is something wrong with your friends, Brother Sebastian?
They are foreigners. They have strange. Yes, there is
That
much
are
wrong
ways
with
funny?
them. They are rarely funny.
I have been wishing to speak with you, Brother Theophil. I sense in you a seriousness and a dislike for the undead, as I do. We, too, live in an area dominated by undead forces and have spent much of our time together in our home, Westgate, battling vampires, which are the particular bane of our home. I know Faye is close to you, and you have probably, I sense, as much despite for Faye as we for the Night King, where we are from. And I think
The Night King.
you've heard of him.
No, I have not.
Hmm.
I have spent my time worrying about the Zulkirs of Fae and their undead armies. I have spent my time worrying about how to stop a squadron of bone claws from rolling over our villages. I have spent my time thinking about how to stop necromancers from raising our dead and turning them against us.
I
have spent my time pushing back the demon binders.
wish
I
to
don't
learn.
care about a Night King.
No, you wouldn't. But I would like to learn from you, if I may, some of your techniques.
You
So
are a
that-
little old for an apprentice.
No, I am. But
And a
nevertheless,
little disobedient.
He is both of those things, yes.
to whom would I be obedient? I'm just wondering, in order for one to be obedient or disobedient, one must have a master. I'm uncertain to whom you refer.
In this fantasy world where you suggest that you will become the vremyonni, you would be beneath all of us because you would be starting from the very beginning like a baby.
I do not wish to become a vremyonni, but I would like to talk to one, you, about, well, battling the undead. I would like to know a bit about the Fae and how I may recognize them if they should come to our city.
You would like me to tell you all the ways that I can mark a Thayan.
Yes.
Yes, so I will tell you all the things that identify a Thayan when you see them on the street and they are pretending not to be a Thayan. This sounds like very important information for Thay to have, that they know what their enemies spot and recognize amongst them so that they may not hide as the mantis hides amongst the leaves.
I
Turn
see.
around and cross the bridge, children.
Yes, brother. Come along, Sturge.
So
Is-
Artemis
is-
is gonna give one last sort of effort and sort of try to put on the big innocent eyes and I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for my friend, but my Tressum, she flew off and I need to go a little way to like get her and get her back, and that's all I'm doing. I wouldn't want to get, entangled with spirits or anything like that, and so I'm just gonna go a little way and if I get into trouble then it'll be my own fault, so you don't have to worry. I'm just gonna, and she's gonna try to like walk around.
Oh, who's gonna put a staff out?
Oh.
So you are the one who says I am the half sister of Ilya Dovskaya?
That is correct.
I don't
You
think
do
anyone.
not.
I'm sorry, I don't think anyone accused you of being the half-sister of Cecilia.
That's just gonna elbow Sturge. Just
She did introduce herself.
Yeah, she said she was her sister, and she can't be her full sister because obviously Lazar.
I
Not
misunderstood.
You're not,
I
you're not
misunderstood.
Lazar's daughter.
I thought you were saying you were Lazar's daughter, which would be a surprise indeed, since you seem not to be a daughter at all. Go on. I was confused.
You find that very interesting because that means you are the child of the elf too.
My mother dropped me off when I was a baby. She had nothing to do with me. I grew up. I knew nothing about her.
This is a very fortunate thing, it sounds like. For if you were the daughter of the Durthan Koskaha the Spear Witch, I don't think you'd want to tell everybody.
She dropped me off, whoever she was, and I didn't know that Cecilia was my sister until she told me herself.
You are all full of such interesting stories. Why are you really here?
To find my sister by speaking to those who knew her, and to bring you the news of Lazar, which you apparently don't believe. So I guess that was a wasted effort.
Convenient for Lazar to send a bunch of people to say, oh, he is dead.
Yes, but do you think that Lazar would be good at convincing people to help him once they're out of the
Yes.
range of his spells? Because I would never help that man by
I think
choice.
you underestimate how Lazar can cast these spells. He's gonna pull his mask up. This is a man who has definitely seen battle. He has a very prominent scar running down his face like this. and you. He looks at you and he says, "There is nothing I don't do for Rashomon. If what you want is to find your friend, you have until the witches show up. And I suggest very strongly that you take these questions to Brother Igor, and I suggest very strongly that you press him. Because if anyone knows, it's Brother Igor. You need to stay out of the woods. The spirits are strong, and there is something unexpected in these woods tonight. Turn around.
Do you need to go actually get Mitzi, or can you summon her back?
Oh, she can come back.
Okay, good. It's like, I don't actually want him to keep you from Mitzi. We'll find a way to get Mitzi. He does not want to let you in those woods.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was an excuse. So Artemisia will turn back now.
So I respect this character a lot. I think Fiafel is great. just just great. And I think part of maybe what Fiafel his aura, his impression like reminds Stong of like shiny. So Stong definitely has like a positive impression of this one. He likes Fiafel. He likes what Fiafel's about.
I do not dislike Fiafel. I just try and stay away from him, you know.
Okay, so he's going to kind of like guide you back to Running Rock, send you back to the quote-unquote tourist area.
Nice. Real quick, did he have the golden spear? I missed that part.
The spear? No, he did not have the spear.
Okay, so yeah, it was not with him anymore.
He said they left something on the ground, so I was assuming they left it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if he like brought it back or something, or whether it was gone. But yeah, okay.
When you get back, he basically takes you back to the dining hall. He didn't know you ate, and he's just like, this is probably what you want to do. And then you see him leave and kind of go up toward the other the higher up caves.
So Sebastian, we need to see Igor tonight before the witches come.
Okay. One thing first, Sturge. These men may seem kind and gentle, but they are not.
Oh, come! They are sweethearts, all of them.
No, you should really try and restrain your natural what is the term? Insolence. You should really try and restrain.
I'm sorry. I try.
I do find you entertaining, friend Sturge, but at the same time, like, that man find nothing entertaining.
I know. I actually think he's a spy for the Night King. I'm going to keep my eye on him.
Okay.
Do we have time
What can I do? I can't do nothing.
Do we have time to speak to Igor before the appointment time at the river for Kamon?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
Quickie.
yeah, you could probably
Don't say these things.
You could probably do
Let
a couple
me enhance
things.
your
Like,
constitution before you
you
go.
definitely like, wait till the sun's down, kind of.
Okay.
So, you want to go to Igor's workshop?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put the little ribbon on the different things. Okay. So, Sebastian leads you up the mountain to. Oh, sorry. Igor's workshop is actually on some of the lower levels. He takes you down, and you walk along this row of caves until you reach this one on the end. It's kind of near the forest where you ran off to before Artemisia. You hear the sounds of someone hammering metal within.
Oh, he is working.
Perhaps, Sebastian, you could introduce us or announce us?
Oh yes, I like how you drag me along and then expect me to smooth over all of your. Yes,
Well,
of course,
if
of
you-
course.
If
And
you want me to go on and do it,
I knock
Artemis is
on the
happy
door.
to. Okay.
I'm fairly certain the greeting is, "You clown, come." Is that right? I'm happy to do it if that's the
No,
case.
no.
No?
I do.
Oh.
Brother Igor. It is I
Um,
and others.
The hammering stops. The door opens, and there's a shield guardian standing there.
Ah, yes. Oh, this is a fine work, brother.
It holds its hand out as though expecting you to put a message there or something.
Oh, don't worry, I got this, friends. And then Stong puts in some of his music into the Shield Guardian's hands.
A
The
free
shield guardian
gift for Brother
closes-
Igor.
Closes its hand, closes the door. You hear it walk off.
The hammering
Well-
starts again.
we see what happens.
Some time passes, and then you hear someone walking slowly toward the door. Brother Igor opens it. He's holding the music in his hand. And he looks at you. He's like, "What is this?"
It is foreign communication of some kind.
Dong wrote it.
It's a couple of my greatest hits from us to you for free. I don't just give it free to anybody.
Yes, he does.
Oh, just ignore the samples. The word samples on the top of them.
They had some questions to ask before witches arrive and inevitably punish them, so might they ask?
Very busy. Very busy.
Of course. Perhaps
Should
I
go
might
find something
assist
to
you.
eat, or you want to assist?
Yes,
Yeah.
perhaps I assist you and make up for time spent with these hook.
We need your help. I'm sorry to bother you, but we need your help.
It concerns Cecilia.
Make me an insight check.
All of us, or just.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Oh, nice, Sebastian.
I got a 25.
Ooh.
I got an 18.
Sebastian, you notice something about Igor that you've never actually realized before, and it strikes you, and you're suddenly like, "Oh, wait, no, this can't be right." But there's something about the way the lamplight is hitting his face, and you're having like a flashback to like Lazar standing over you. And
My dumb brother.
you never really thought about it before, but there's something about the angles of Igor's face that really looks like Lazar.
Oh no.
There,
Uncle Igor?
there's you wear masks so often here that you don't often really get a good look at each other's faces. You're kind of trying to explain this away, and he is an old man. His his nose is bigger. His ears are bigger. He's got more wrinkles, but suddenly you're like, wait, you kind of remind me of this terrible person.
Oh boy.
But Igor says, okay, there's a lot of excitement today. I could probably use some help. You can keep the fire hot. You can get the bellows.
Yes, I could.
Or your friends, they chop wood or what? I don't need an audience. Unless you wish to learn. Do you wish to learn? I'm always happy to teach.
Yes, of course.
Yes. And perhaps we could ask you questions as we learn.
Sure, I don't know what you need to hear, but come inside. Come inside.
None of us
This-
know this insight.
No, you do not. No, you're like, nope, that guy. He seems reticent.
Yeah.
And in retrospect, I probably should have just messaged that to Eric, but I didn't.
It's fine.
So just put it out of your heads. Except here's the thing: you walk in. This cave is much bigger than it's much bigger than you're sort of expecting based on the entrance. But then again, there was a shield guardian in there, so the fact that it's free and moving does strike you that okay. There is a forge set up towards the front of the cave. It's open on that side out, kind of away from where people are, so that you have airflow. And he's got, there's a furnace there. He's got an anvil set up, and there's pieces on the wall of different weapons. You three can make me another insight check.
So, just completely, out of character, out of game, like all these coincidental shield guardian appearances. I wonder, if there's some connection. There was
there were others?
Oh, in the other
not in
game.
our game.
Oh.
In the other half of the group.
Oh.
26.
Nice.
For her
Okay,
insight.
all three of you rolled well enough. You walk in, you see this setup. It's definitely a man who takes pride in his work, and someone who really is creating amazing things. The pieces that he's got hung up are just beautiful. And in the center of them all is an axe. It is ornately carved with Rishemi runes. There are figures of legend kind of etched into the blades, and you know this axe. This is the exact axe that Cecilia summons every time she casts that spell.
That is Cecilia's axe.
You made one just like it for her?
No, what? No. This
Cecilia
is,
is that axe.
we call this the masterwork. This is what I make to become a battlesmith.
It is line for line the same as the axe she uses. She summons.
How does one earn an axe such as this?
Oh, see, I make it. This is my masterwork axe. I make it to become a battlesmith. It is my prize.
So, like,
So you came to work. You will work.
Sebastian has already gone over to the forge and used. He takes out one of his swords and he casts a little magic on it, and it just starts glowing cherry red and then white red hot, and then he just puts it on it to instill fire into it.
These boys, they are so lazy. You, the strong one, you can do the bellows.
okay.
You there, you can.
The skinny one.
Skinny one, yes. You hold this. Can you hold these irons here, and I will hit that. You must be careful. Don't get too close.
Okay.
And I will hit this, and you can ask me these questions. Sebastian and this big man, he keep the fire hot, and you will hold this still, and you will explain to me what you are talking about. Who has my axe?
Ilya, Cecilia. She
She must
summons.
have studied it.
She cannot swing a great axe.
Oh,
That is.
Well, it's
You are
magical.
very strange. It's
It-
magical.
yes. She does indeed. It's a skill, a magical skill she has. But is it surprising she should have one identical to yours? Do you make numerous of this variety?
No, this is one of a kind.
I,
You are saying it is a spell she casts to
Yeah.
create this.
So she must have been close to you to work here and know this axe well.
He starts hammering the iron that Sturge is holding.
hmm
turn it. It's
Turning.
all these. They have different masters when they are learning these trades, and so even this Sebastian is in this workshop. Ilya is in this workshop. I tell Ilya come here more. She needs to be away from Lazar. Do you know it? I don't know how you do things. And he's just like bam and all this. How you do things in your lands. But what Lazar, I believe in any land Lazar, he's perhaps a cruel father. I tried to guide him, but what do I know of being a father? What do any of us know about being a father? This is not the way of vremyonni.
To be his go on. Strong.
Well, I mean, at that moment, Stong thinking of Mirabelle and thinking about all these stories of Lazar and Cecilia. He hasn't really quite he starts feeling these conflicted emotions inside. He hasn't quite gelled a conclusion from it. But he will pipe up and he will say, I also happen to have a little girl who's very headstrong and independent, and sometimes I have no idea what she's going to do next. And some of those things can be really quite destructive. But at the end of the day, no matter what she does or who she might be, I know that I will always love her and care for her and be on her side. Do you think Lazar felt any of that at all?
Igor grows quiet. And he looks at Sturge and he says, "You put that in the fire. It needs to be hot again."
Sturge does.
I cannot say what Lazar believed. He was a very, very bright boy. And very proud. There was nothing he could not master. And I think in some ways he liked having a son who was like that. They will tell you she was not clever, but she was very clever. She was very clever, and this was not a place for her. Even besides this business of she is an elf, she is a girl, she is not for us. This was not a place for her. And Lazar was not a... I thought if I was here, that it would be... She would know how to deal with him. He said, don't tell him things. He cannot change what you remember if you don't tell him. They say, you don't have to always be there. A boy needs some freedom. This is our way. We don't hover over them even if we want to. Even if we are proud of them. Or if we are perhaps a little afraid.
It sounds like you really cared for both of them a lot. You must have been a really close, dear friend to them.
We were brothers.
Whoa.
Only now Stong sees the connection, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I think if you figured this out, then you figured this out. Yeah.
Uncle Igor.
Lazar was my son.
Oh, Grandpa Igor.
Grandpa. I don't know this word.
So what happened to them? You must know, in the Erlingwood.
Earlingwood.
Erlingwood.
I don't know what happens in the Erlingwood. I know the witches took them.
What do you know of the boar spirit and the apprentice?
Who told you about the boar spirit?
I can't remember their names.
Yeah,
It
you
w-
protect these gossiping boys. Pull that out. Turn it over.
Yes.
He's gonna start hammering on it again. What
Is-
happened is I didn't do what I should have done. I protected my son when I shouldn't have. I was weak.
It was you.
No, I knew what he did though. He was a clever boy. He was so smart. I knew what he was doing, and they say he killed the boar spirit, but it's worse.
worse?
I think. I told him. I knew something had happened, and I confronted him. And he said he had a spell that he needed to try. A spell which involved siphoning magic, pulling it out of things. I think this is what he did to the boar spirit. And I think he was always a very bright boy. He was always a very proud man. But I think after that it is worse. But I think he did not just use it on the boar spirit. She was a very clever child, but then sometimes she wasn't. But this is what you read between the branches. This is the stars you see between the trees. I don't have any proof. No one found that spell. No one knows how he did it. The witches would very much like to know. They would like his
Nice.
notes.
Dead and can't tell anyone.
I'm sorry, do you mean that he cast it on Cecilia also? You say,
What do you
or
mean?
on the apprentice?
Nobody knows what happened to the apprentice.
I
Only
wonder.
they are dead. And the boar spirit stopped coming. And nobody knows what happens to Maria. You just... One day, very clever. One day, doesn't know that one.
I think Artemisia is actually going to walk, if not out of the room, like to the door. Just sort of with this, like, she can't even deal with thinking about that. So she needs a little time to herself.
I'm sorry, I'm one day she is clever, one day what?
She can cast the spells. This is not too strange. There's apprentices there. One day they make the dancing lights, and the next day they cannot grab the spell again. It takes time. But I wonder, knowing that he can do that, can he
Why?
take the weave from you?
Why would he do that to his own daughter?
Because then he is greater. This, I think, is Lazar's greatest weakness. He cannot imagine having a son to say, he is so bright, he is so clever, he is greater than me, he is more skilled than me. This is not in him. And perhaps someone should have made sure there was, but this isn't our way.
And are we still telepathically linked?
It only lasted an hour, so maybe not now. If it's been, maybe I could
You
have
could have redone
refreshed
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
on the
I'm
way.
fine if you redid it.
Sturge is going to think, I wonder if other Cecilia learned the spell from Lazar, and that's how she siphoned the heart of the piercing. Absorbed, we call it.
Agreed, but if here Lazar uses siphoning magic on Cecilia to take her ability to cast magic, then how could she use siphoning magic?
Oh, I think she did it to him. She must have looked at his notes, figured it out, saw what he was going to do, and did it to him first, and then did it to the heart of the piercing. So Sturge is like really agitated while he's holding this thing.
I'm shaking it. This is how we make a bad sword.
I'm sorry. I'm too much coffee.
So can I think back to what I know about what we've learned about the Golden Raven, and do I remember any details as to when the divergence occurred, or was it just more
you don't
generic?
know?
Okay.
You do not know. That is
Okay.
one question that you are hoping to figure out.
Yeah.
If we could go back in time in that alternate place and stop Lazar, tell him your daughter is going to siphon your ass before you siphon hers, you better either run or siphon her first.
Maybe
or-
not phrase it that way.
Oh.
Maybe not. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Different
you have
Yeah,
phrasing.
maybe.
Step 1.
Maybe.
Step 2, we go back even further and then help him go
Stop
onto a better
ourselves
path.
from phrasing it that way.
Yeah. But then also help Lazar
Oh.
go onto a greater path where his personality's not so twisted.
Oh,
And then he's like a good
please.
father to
Let's all we need to do, you can't change a leopard's spots. It's not going to happen unless you have a spell that can. I'm sorry, I'm a pragmatist. Just
I like
make
to
sure.
believe that people can change when given the opportunity.
Stong sort of gaze, looks out a little out the window at that time.
Sturge tries not to eye roll really
You should
hard.
totally eye roll.
But he closes his eyes so no one can see he's rolling his eyes.
But through the psychic link, I feel it.
I am so sorry, brother Igor. They get distracted sometimes. They are outsiders. Do not know how to focus.
He reaches over,
Man.
Sturgy takes the I forget what they're called. The thingy that's holding
Tongs.
the sword and
The
tongs.
tongs.
Thank you. I'm like,
Mm.
well, the calipers, they're not calipers.
Calipers.
He takes it, he quenches
calipers.
it,
Yeah.
and sets it back down, and then he moves his hands over it, and you see them sort of fill with magic, and he starts sort of weaving a spell around this sword. He is absolutely in another place right now. When it finishes, the sword has sort of a strange sheen on it. It is still extremely hot, just to be clear. Nobody should grab this sword because it will make you roll damage. But he looks up. He says, "You know the witches are coming."
Should we be gone?
It might be the wisest. Unless you have something that they want. I don't know how well you know Helia. I don't know how well you knew Lazar. But you should know this. They want those notes. They want his belongings. They have sealed off his rooms so that no one may go in them. They have been that way for years because they want Lazar to come back and tell them where he has hidden his things.
We can
He did not
search.
have time.
Do you
When they...
happen to know if besides Lazar's room there was any other place he'd like to go? If anybody would know, it's you, right?
I wish. I think this is the first place I would look. And after that, I must
Yes.
admit I don't know my son.
How could we get into his rooms?
Carefully. You should not let anyone see you do this.
Are they nearby?
Yeah. Sebastian, you know.
I can guide them. Yes.
Artemisia's going to ask in the telepathic bond, have we asked him what we need to? Because I have something I want to say.
I think so.
All right. So she's going to turn back from the door, and she's going to walk right up to Igor, like as close as he'll let her get. So she's like right up in her face, and she's fairly tall, but for a woman, so she's probably not quite eye to eye. And she's
He's
going
a
to say,
little stooped, but so you're about there.
she's going to say, you said you tried, and that you wished you could have done more to help her and to soften Lazar, but it was not enough. And I hope you regret that. And then she's gonna just leave.
Hmm.
You should tell your friend I regret it every day.
Well, after all this is over, maybe you and Cecilia could have another chance at it. You could sit down and she could help you craft your next masterpiece, and you could tell her all the stories about her dad that she never knew.
Does she know you are her father's father?
He looks over at the axe. He goes, she might have a guess, I think. Perhaps. I am Lazar's brother. We are all brothers, but if that is her axe, then perhaps she knows something.
I think
She
you're
should
right,
have a
Stone.
child.
I think you're right, Stone.
You come. I will we'll make a small distraction for you.
Stone,
Yes.
this means Cecilia has a family member that doesn't suck.
We
Wait a
must.
second, what about Artemisia?
Oh, no,
Oh, accidental shade. Ouch.
Did you say that in the telepathic connection?
no.
Okay, okay, good.
He kind of wants Igor to hear that because wow. I mean, if there's can be any redemption, that's how it's going to happen. I mean, Cecilia, she has a grandfather she may or may not know about who really is, tried
Yeah.
and did his best and failed and feels terrible. I mean, that means a
Yeah.
lot.
And now he'll have a chance to confess to her all the feelings and thoughts that he was holding back as she was a child. We must protect him. He is a precious cinnamon roll that must not be crushed.
Note to self: destroy players by killing Igor.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding. Only if it's narratively valuable.
Mhm.
But I think that's probably a good place to stop.
Yeah, cool.
So I've been your DM, Aaron Evans. You can find me on Twitter at Aaron M. Evans. You can join me on twitch.tv/C&E Games for Idle Champions Presents Court of the Raven Queen every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific, where I play my character Farida. And you can join me on that same channel at 11 a.m. Pacific for Champions of Lore with B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis. Both those shows from our sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Check them out at idlechampions.com.
I'm Eric Scott to be the usual DM of this campaign. I will be back to DM at some point next week. I'm not really sure which one we're gonna see. Ooh, it's gonna be a surprise. You can find me on Twitter at my name. You can find me on Facebook too. Oh, I'm so old. Yeah, and you can read my books. I write dark fantasy with sci-fi elements and that kind of thing. I have a book that I just finished writing and is in the hands of the editor right now, but just keep your eyes peeled. I have announcements. So
Awesome.
I've been Rhiannon Held, and for my books, check out my space opera series under RZ Held, Amsterdam Institute. The first compendium is called Idyllion, and then book 5, which you can pre-order now, is called Pure Motives. And DungeonScrawlers.com, you can see books from all of us, try them out, various different genres. And tonight, thank you to our moderators, Meyerdug, Rumpus Imperator, Seldering, and Shay.
Cool. Am I next or am I last now? I used to go, okay, not next.
No, it's always been Rhiannon than me.
You go after Emily usually.
Okay.
So anyways, hi, I'm Yang Wang. Thank you so much for being here. So right now we're still running a donation campaign for the International Rescue Committee regarding the crisis in Ukraine right now. If you can and are able to, please scroll over to our campaign. If you're on the website, you just go straight down, just scroll straight down, and you should see like a big widget that will take you to the donation page. So right now there are over like 1.5 million refugees like pouring out of Ukraine, and for as little as $36, that could provide 2 children with comfort kits. So please consider donating whatever you can. Also, we would like to rate another channel after this, so if anybody has channel rating suggestions, please pop them into the chat.
Stephen Merlino. You can also find our past videos on our YouTube channel, linked on our Twitch page below. Be sure to click subscribe to support us and the bell to get notified as we add new content.
Okay, and so that's all of that. Sorry. So until next week, stay scrawly.